Greetings and Merry Christmas, Flesh Wound freaks. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
Bah Humbugs.
Namaste.
And Mike Kruger.
Ho, 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 bitch.
So, Kruger, before we get into tonight's entry, let them know how Slashmas works.
So what we do for our 12 Days of Slashmas special is we rate and review a Christmas-themed horror film, and then towards the end of the show, we add that movie to a list compiled from our previous episodes and vote to eliminate one of those four films, leaving us with our top 3 Christmas horror films, aka our 3 final girls. And once we get to the 12th day of Slashmas, we will pick one of those final girls as our tournament champion. So with that being said, Todd, why don't you give us our Slashmas statistics and tell us what's up for contention tonight?
Thank you, Kruger. So up for contention tonight. First eliminated, we have ATM, 13 Slays Till Xmas, Wind Chill, A Christmas Sleigh, Puka, and I Trapped the Devil. I gave you the pause there just in case.
The masterpiece.
Trap the Devil.
Our final girls tonight are Elves, Red Christmas, and The Day of the Beast. Up for elimination tonight, or up for contention tonight, we have 1972's Silent Night, Bloody Night. Dan, why don't you tell us about it?
All right, so Silent Night, Bloody Night from director Theodore Gershuni. This one. Wilford Butler returns home on Christmas Eve, and his house has been turned into a mental institution for the criminally insane. But the day of his return, he is set on fire and dies. The townsfolk believe that his death was an accident, and the institution house is later closed down. Wilford leaves the house to his grandson Jeffrey, and a few years later, Jeffrey decides to sell his grandfather's house, but the townspeople, including the mayor, have mixed feelings on keeping people away from the house, especially when a serial killer escapes from another institution and takes refuge there. The killer makes frightening phone calls.
Jesus Christ.
And
Is
kills,
this the spec script? Jesus Christ.
and kills anyone coming near the house. But what does the killer have in common with what happened to Butler years before? All right. So, no great physical copy of this. Sorry, long-winded. But
This is the one time you could have read the one sentence on IMDb, Dan. Jesus
probably,
Christ,
but that doesn't give you enough. But so yes, well, that's a good point, a good kickoff point though, because this movie, for the longest time, I mean, it was a staple on a lot of those public domain sets. Quite frankly, of a lot of older horror movies, a lot of 70s horror movies. This one's probably in most need of a proper upgrade. Now, Vinegar Syndrome did restore it, and it looks as good as that print is as good as you're gonna get.
And a little history on that print, so people don't go out trying to find the disc.
Yeah. I was getting there, but yeah.
Well,
you go for it. You probably.
Yeah. Basically, back in the early days of Vinegar Syndrome, when you ordered the monthly package, this is around the time of exploitation TV, or right before. And they would send you basically a movie they scanned, or they gave you a little code, you could download it and watch it.
Yeah.
And this was one of them because, they're not going to put it out. The print they used wasn't, you can tell it's scanned and it looks, better than any of the other ones, but it's not one you can purchase. There is a Blu-ray that doesn't look that bad, but it doesn't look like this one.
I did not know this history. Is that the reason why some of the sepia are super neon, super bright? It's from the transfer?
Are you talking about the flashback stuff?
Yeah.
I know that's intentional. That's also very effective.
It looks great, but I was like, I wonder if that was a happy accident, in High Tension when the light catches.
Yeah, because of when it was taking place. But one thing that's amazing about this movie to me, and people forget, in addition to the quality issues, also so many people confuse it with Silent Night, Deadly Night. So it's had trouble getting its due. Its original title was actually Death House, which might have suited it a little bit better. Elvira showed it back in the day, so that's how some people first discovered it. But I think just being confused with other movies, it's a shame because this predates Black Christmas and Halloween for that matter. and you could argue that those movies owe this a debt. Now,
I'll argue.
does it hit? Well, it doesn't hit that level, but there's definitely a lot of similarities to Black Christmas. I mean, a lot.
The house alone. I mean, the
Yeah.
house gives you major Black Christmas vibes.
Wes Craven like this for sure too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I happen to think it's a really good horror movie. Very, very moody. I think the actors are all on point. It's a scary Christmas horror movie, which you don't get that often. I'm not saying, look, Black Christmas, I think is we had the incident with this word, but you can quote me on this. Black Christmas 74 is a masterpiece. I don't
You think anyone's going to argue with that here, Dan?
Never know. Never know. I'm making it clear though, because that time I mean it.
Yeah,
that's
Dan's favorite.
That is something.
It's a masterpiece of shit.
I don't know about that, but I've just always really liked this one, and it's a shame because I don't think anybody's truly gotten to see it, as it probably should be seen. But you know what? It still works if you get that Vinegar Syndrome transfer. I think it's one of those movies you could argue kind of also benefits from not looking gorgeous.
I'll argue that too.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean,
I don't like people say that with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm like, fuck that VHS tape. I want to see what I'm watching. I want it to look beautiful like it should on film.
Last House is a little grainy too, though, and you don't have
No, that's a film grain. That's the film structure. That's the film grade. That's how it is. But it looks beautiful. It's not like shitty VHS.
No, I
no
get that.
offense
Although,
to the VHS collectors.
a lot of people consider that the Dark Sky DVD of Texas Chainsaw to be the best presentation that they've.
That
had.
is legitimately the worst one.
I'm not making that point.
Shut up, Dan. I'm just going to explain that. That disc is legitimately a mistake. Don May hates that disc.
I know.
The transfer was supposed to be the Laserdisc transfer, which is a good transfer, and it still retains that look that people want. But they legitimately took the master before any of the correction, and that's what ended up on the DVD. Versus the final mix that was all perfectly timed and looked beautiful for the Laserdisc.
But you acknowledge there's a lot of people that say that. That's all I'm saying. I
was giving the backstory.
Yeah,
but that's no different than this. It's funny because some of those people look down on VHS people too, so I don't get it. It's like the same fucking thing.
I get it.
Well, I don't subscribe to that. Like, I want it to look like it should have looked in a theater. I mean, some of these, we should have had some homeless guy jerking off while watching it next to us. But
when we get Neuralink, when that becomes a bigger thing, you're going to have that homeless man masturbating right next to you. So just be patient.
It'll be Dan coming over to visit.
You can hire Dan right
Maybe
now.
you'll have me do the motion capture. Elon, I'm available. You put those green dots.
Fuck yeah, you're calling him out.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I support this. This motherfucker could totally be Batman. He's choosing to be Lex Luger. Yeah, Lex Luger.
I don't know who aspires to be Lex Luger. Like, aim higher.
Yeah. Anyway, Elon Musk is entertaining, but I'll take his money.
Aim higher. So yeah, anyways, coming soon. I'll keep the Neuralink start. But anyways, all right, back to this movie. Where the fuck did we go? I love it. I think it's just it's scary. There's not a lot of Christmas horror movies that are scary, and that
I can't back you up when it's scary, dude. Like,
I think it is. I think it's very unnerving. I don't want to give away the twist. Pretty fucked up twist. I think it's a good.
I like that.
Good script. I enjoyed the actors. I love Mary Warnoff, who was actually married to the director at the time. He also directed her in Sugar Cookies with Lynn Lowry, which also that got a Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray as well. I love it. It's not at the very tip top of the Christmas horror list for me, but it's up there. It really is. Every time I watch it, I think I like this one a little bit more. And I think it's just a great I don't know if I want to say underseen, but it never seen in its proper glory of 70s horror. Well, how about you guys? Kruger, what do you think? Was this a first time watch, or did you ever see it on?
Yeah,
one of
this
those
is the
crappy-
first time watch. I've been holding off on this for a while. So going in, I wasn't really expecting too much, and the black, like I already said, the Black Christmas vibe with the house kind of pulled me in. The kills are actually pretty solid, way more bloody than I thought they were going to be, and there's a specifically a axing that happens in a bedroom that I thought was really well done and a little bit unnerving. The story at first was interesting, but it kind of I don't know. I felt like it kind of drags in some areas, and it started to lose my attention. And the pacing could have been maybe a little bit better. The final act, I like where they go with the direction, but the way it's told, I don't know. It felt a little messy to me and a little bit all over the place. But I will say it's a decent twist. I wish it would have been maybe told a little bit better. No doubt though, there's a bunch of Christmas atmosphere in this, and it will definitely make its way back into my Christmas rotation eventually. But I don't hold it to a high regard. This would be like on the level of like maybe The Dorm That Dripped Blood or something like that. Not like with any of the greats like Black Christmas, Christmas Evil, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Not on that level for me, but I'd say if you haven't seen it and you are kind of starved for a Christmas slasher, a pretty decent one-time watch, but maybe I'll grow to love it more in the future.
Right on. I lean in more towards Dan's camp. Don't get excited, Dan. I like how they tell the story with the two narrators, and just the twist I think is fucking fantastic. It opens solidly hard. Kruger's explained the axe and the scene. That scene fucking rules. And then it does dip in my interest for a little bit, but it finds its way right back towards the end. And I do think it's strong, and I do think it should be seen. I like this one quite a bit.
I'm kind of in the middle of you guys. I think I like it more than Kruger. I don't watch it annually.
Yeah.
Honestly, just the title it makes me want to watch the other one. Once I say it, I'm like, well, I could be watching Silent Night, Deadly Night. So it does, because it immediately pops in my head as soon as I think of it. But yeah, I think it's a solid watch. Now, you may be tempted. There's 3 sequels.
I did not know that. I've never seen any of the sequels.
There's 2 part 2s.
I like it already.
Well, let me tell you like this. One of the people is one we didn't get it. So it's Dan's favorite filmmaker who approved. And then there's another one. That's Silent Night, Deadly Night, Bloody Night 2. Then there's one called The Homecoming. Then and coming out this year is Silent Night, Bloody Night 3. Now, I will admit I am tempted to watch it now because I just saw Lloyd Kaufman's in it.
Well, I won't judge the one that's not out, but you're good with the first one for now.
Yeah, I might actually. I don't know. I was gonna say I might actually try to watch him. But all right, on that, what do we rate it, Kruger?
I was tossed up between a 2.5 and a 3. For now, I think 2.5 out of 5 with maybe some room to grow.
All right, Pugs.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I really like it.
I'm a 4.5.
Almost a masterpiece, and I am a 3. So it's worth watching, and it's on like you can watch it on almost anything now. YouTube, pretty sure it's on.
It's on Tubi, and it's also on Screenbox too.
Okay, so yeah.
And you can see where other creators pick and choose what to take from this movie. Smart move.
Oh, absolutely. You have to give it that whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and the version that is streaming on Screenbox does look very good. So I don't know if that's the same Vinegar Syndrome one or what, but it does look good.
There's 2 HD remasters. I think the ad or the graphic I threw it was from the other one.
Okay.
But yeah. Okay, well let's eliminate something. Right now it's Elves. Dan's dog. Maybe he's a fan of Elves. All right, Elves, Red Christmas, The Day of the Beast, and Silent Night, Bloody Night. Kruger?
Elves for like the 100th fucking time I voted it out.
Pugs.
This hurts me, but I'm gonna do my boy a solid here. I'm gonna vote Elves out. It hurts though.
I gotta go Red Christmas.
I've got to go Red Christmas as well.
Motherfucker! I should have just voted for. No, I don't want anything else to go down. I don't want Elves to leave either.
I mean, this one's tough because I mean, in terms of Christmas, they're equal. It's just I don't know.
In terms of Christmas, they're equal. No, I think I'm on your side. I think Red Christmas does beat the shit out of Elves in that department.
I think so too, especially with the family aspect of it and everybody bickering 90% of the time. You got the unwanted family guests coming back to the house and causing the murders.
Sure. I mean, again, I just think Elves also. I mean, I'd say again equal for that, but I think Elves is just a little more fun. Red Christmas didn't hold up as well.
Elves is fun for sure.
Remember,
but if Red Christmas is solid Christmas, solid fucking kills, man.
I kind of almost. I mean, I'm not like die on the hill, but
Same here.
I kind of want this to come down to the elf fighting the deformed
mentally handicapped person.
Because I don't know. I mean, the elf, you know.
Well, then if we're going that, then Red Christmas won.
Yeah, because did you see the way he killed those motherfuckers?
Yeah, but he hasn't gone up against the elf.
That elf would get shit on.
The elf went toe-to-toe with Grizzly fucking Adams, not the jabroni in this fucking movie.
Not Grizzly Dadams.
Sorry, Grizzly Adams is a little bit more.
I don't know. We don't know about the Red Christmas strength. I'm still signing with that, Mike.
I don't know. I still got to go the elf on this one, guys.
So
I'll put it this way: Red Christmas. I could be wrong, but I seriously doubt.
You can watch it any time of year.
Elves could be a contender to take this thing.
See, I'm not going to go that crazy. Here's my thing. I'll watch Elves next year over Red Christmas.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too.
I watch Red Christmas over Elves.
I watch both.
I should recap. Elves is just such a unique.
I love Elves.
Movie.
Well, we're at a tie, so it should come down to the killer.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Good point, Mr. Kruger.
Yeah,
but then we have the supernatural argument.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out
Look at how that guy.
How did he survive an abortion bombing? That's supernatural. He's a fucking god-fearing man.
With that.
Supernatural.
He was also a pussy until they pissed him off. Like he's meek.
What's wrong with that? He was trying to love a family, and then they put shit on him.
I'll tell you how the fight would go. Oh, look, it's an elf from that book I read, and then the elf would just cut his fucking throat, and that would.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he would.
Dude, he snapped already. Like he's crazy now.
Well, we're not assuming it depends when he meets it. He doesn't have a beef with the elf. The elf didn't do anything to him.
Doesn't matter. He's fucking a lunatic.
They're fighting. He's gonna.
The elf fought Grizzly fucking Adams.
I don't give a fuck. You only care because you look like him, motherfucker. You jacked his swag.
Grizzly Adams
was a badass. Back in the day.
He was a badass.
That's why you fucking trying to
has anybody here hunted for their own food and lived in the
No, I'm civilized.
Man, you're gonna sway me the wrong way.
Yeah, keep going, Dan. Keep going. What else is wrong with it?
I don't know. I'm pretty strong on this one. I mean,
keep going. Fan that.
I don't.
Let's see where this goes.
I'm good on Red Christmas for a while. I'm not saying never. That it has its moments. Elves in terms of bad movies, and I don't mean that in a bad way. How unique is that story? I mean,
not very, because I said End of Days. That's a poor man's short bus. End of Days. So I
don't remember an elf meets Nazi subplot in
oh, that's why you're sympathizing with it. My bad.
You can watch Two Front
trying to get you on his team that way.
I think Elves is legitimately fun. I'm not. Again,
but I think Red Christmas is the better movie in this tournament.
If I'm going to watch a movie for Killer Elves, I'm going to watch Two Front Teeth.
I think it's way better.
Fuck no.
I'm not going to go that far, Dan. I like Two Front Teeth better.
Two Front Teeth has goddamn Santa Claus fighting, like kung fu fighting at the end of it. That shit is amazing.
I like Two Front Teeth. There's something about elves. What can I say?
It's a nostalgia thing, definitely.
Oh, it's more than that because look, 1989. How many films would you say are like Elves?
At least one.
It's not a lot like Elves.
I
What does that
want
matter
movies
though?
to be like
It's
the
unique.
uniqueness. So
Red Christmas is not unique.
I don't give a fuck. I like it a lot more.
I understand, but I don't think any of you. What were your ratings anyways on Red Christmas?
I don't remember.
I gave it a 4.5. I fucking love Red Christmas, and I love the
Okay.
Elves. What did I give Elves? 3.5. So if we're going numbers, Red Christmas would take it for me. But like, I like the entire roster right now. So I'm just arguing for the sake of arguing.
I mean, we've never done this before, but would anybody want to re-vote for something else that's
No.
not one of these
Fuck
two
no.
movies?
That's
We've
the-
basically done that before. Anyone who wants to change their vote has always been able to change it.
Sure.
So,
Well,
I don't.
yeah, if you changed it to anything else.
I
it
mean,
wouldn't
that's
matter.
the whole point of this part is to sway someone.
Yeah.
So the only
I-
swayable
No, it
person
is-
in the group for Elves is Pugs, Dan. So if you want to try to sway him,
I think the killer in Red Christmas is basically dumb.
Kruger changed.
He's driven by a particular. He's not out there to just kill anybody and everybody. I don't think he would be effective against the elf. And again, not to rehash it. But
Were
the
they
elf-
trying to kill everybody? No, they were. What the fuck
Are
were
we
they trying to
talking
do?
about Red Christmas here?
No, elves. You just said he wasn't trying to kill everybody. Were the elves trying to kill everybody?
Elves. The elf had. Well, it's elf, but the elf had ambitions to basically take over the entire world. Yeah,
See, I like that movie, and I don't even fucking remember that part. I just remember the
Yeah,
ending where it
ambition.
fucking blew up.
I'm reassessing my vote because I'm going to do my vote based on the way I pretty much always do my vote. The movie with the least Christmas. By that, I can't get rid of the two that are there. So my vote has to be the Day of the Beast. So
All right.
Elves is gone
that's
Done.
fine. Cool.
because there's no way those two are just
I'm still
Sure.
upset. Kruger.
Well, it's your fault.
why.
I'm fucking happy. That motherfucker I've been trying to get out for fucking like 8 shows now. So
If you
That's
would've helped
what
me
you
with
get,
Puka, we
Dan.
could have did it earlier.
Right? I know. I wanted Puka to go to the end. I wanted Elves to
Now,
go to the
again,
end.
I don't solely go by that. Is a big factor, but in terms of the Christmas feel, I think Day of the Beast still has that. But
It doesn't matter, Dan. It's not eliminated.
I accept its defeat. Elves will live on.
Yeah,
forever.
this was not a die in the hill situation at all.
no.
But we still fought about it for like 10
Well,
minutes.
So,
But it's
so,
okay.
so right now our list is what? Day of the Beast, Red Christmas, and Silent Night, Bloody Night. That's a pretty solid list.
Yeah.
But we
There
still
we go.
got how many more to go?
5.
Uh,
5.
yeah, 5 more.
5.
So
And next week we're back with Bikini Bloodbath Christmas.
don't
2.
you fucking dare! Don't you fucking dare!
You know, if there's a sequel, Dan's gonna be all over it.
Yeah, and guess who's gonna have computer problems?
Maybe they'll combine them.
Well,
and
that
get
just, that just means it'll win the tournament.
And somebody may have a special Christmas gift sent on their front doorstep filled with dog shit and spiders.
That should just be you in the box.
Spiders.
Well, that's the gimmick. Is you set it on fire, you open it up, you see it's dog shit, you stomp it down, then the spiders come.
Learn
Well,
something new today.
On that note, guys, patreon.com/fleshwound features. It all starts at just $1. Catch all the other Slashmas episodes. Order Christmas Cruelty before it's too late on Blu-ray this Christmas. And yeah, on that note, we'll see you guys back here for the next entry on Slashmas.
Good evening.
Merry Christmas, motherfuckers.
I'll see you in Disneyland.
Fuck it.